I hope your Friday yesterday was productive. Got a lot of stuff done. I like to think I got something done. I spent 4 hours at a dealership. Small dealership. Action resale. Purchasing or financing a 2014 Jeep Wrangler Sahara. Essentially the same thing as what I have now. Black, tan interior. Got a fairly good deal on it. So I'm wore out today. Once we got all the paperwork filled in, went to the notary, went back, put a tag on and stuff. I looked at my mother because she drove her vehicle in, so I wouldn't have to try to jockey around two vehicles. I looked at her, I says, I need to start something to eat because I was starting to shake a little bit. She says, we'll stop at gas station, get you gas, and go home. So, yeah, you might see things here and there on the Jeep. My big gray one, for the people who do know me, who have been here, they've seen the Jeep out in the parking lot. That's the zombie Jeep. This new one's going to be fun. I'm calling him Darth Jeeper, like Darth Vader, but Darth Jeeper. Should be a fun one. And get like a two-tone logo on either side of the hood. Probably black and red. Say Darth Jeeper on it. Should be fun. So today's just kind of like a chill out day, just because your boys wore out. 4 hours at the dealership. We were talking about, I was going over the whole Jeep, and I looked at all the things, got a crack in one of the fenders. They're getting all pulled off. It's going to be fun. What I was trying to look for another Sahara on the same trim line. Because I knew anything that was on my 08 could go on this one. Save me some money. Oh, but I am wore out. I really am. I was too long in a dealership. Not enough water, not enough fluids, not enough food. It's like, ugh. We will look at a few of the things behind us. Those steel mowers have been very, very popular. And that one's got a rebate on it right now. So $44.99 for that steel. It's a $1,300 rebate. Well, it's $57.99 normal price. $1,300 rebate. $44.99 is after that. So the Toro Havoc, that's got a rebate on it, about $300. All sorts of fun stuff. Oh, tired. And then pressure washers. I do like these guys here. Okay. The Pioneers. Steel, I love you, but damn, your prices are high on those. Those Pioneers for the 3,600 PSI, you're about $549. For the 3,300 PSI, you're $449. About $100 difference. That's before tax, but brings a Stratton engine, so it's super easy to work on. Comes with all the nozzles, nice long hose, nice wand. It's a good pressure washer for the price. But if you're diehard steel, those steel pressure washers, rock on. I do have electric. Let's see if I can catch that electric one there. That guy right here. He is electric. Interesting design. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. These gas ones are so much easier to work on. Engine parts, air filter parts, spark plug parts, fuel filter parts. That electric, if it goes, there's not much you can do. Of course, I do suggest if you're going to use a pressure washer, get yourself a water filter. It's an RV water filter. Okay? It looks like a long sausage with like a screw on end that you could screw onto the faucet, and then you screw the hose onto that. That will also help prolong the life of your pressure washer. Okay? It's just takes the sediment, takes the hard waterness out and stuff. Because that also kills your pressure washer too. Okay? The hard water, because you're pushing hard water through the pump and stuff, that water sits in there, yeah, things cannot be happy. So I always suggest when people buy a pressure washer to buy themselves a water filter for it. So whenever you pressure wash, you screw it onto the faucet, and then you go to town. When you're done, hang it up, maybe over a bucket or maybe outside. All the water can drain out of it, can dry out. It should be fine. Lots of push mowers. The steel. I love the steel push mower. That the RM 435 or 453. I'm tired, guys. It was too long a dealership. The 450 RM 453. This guy right here. Ooh. This guy. I do like that mower. I had a father and daughter come in Thursday. They were talking about getting their Craftsman fixed. And then she looked at me. She was looking at me like, do you remember us? Do you remember us? I remember them and stuff. And it's just, yeah, we love that steel. And then it clicked. Oh, you were against it, and Dad was like, oh, you know what, let's try it out and stuff. How do you like it? She says, I love it. It works great. I like the fact that I don't get covered in grass. That push mower and all the bag ones, all the fabric bag ones, the fine particulate comes all the way through. It catches the grass, but the fine particulate comes all the way through. So by the time you get done mowing with the fabric bag ones, you look like the Green Monster from the knees down. The steel one, the ones with the plastic bagger, and yeah, it's plastic. It's hard plastic and stuff. That one doesn't have the vents on the back. It vents to the sides either way. So you're not the Green Monster by the time you get done mowing. His daughter she was sweet. She says, I absolutely love it. I want to mow with it every time and stuff. I was like, awesome. I'm so glad you like it and stuff. It's those types of reactions that I like to see from people. Is like, yeah, I'm glad you talked us into it. Yada yada yada. That's what makes me feel good. That I know that I actually sold them the right one that was going to be the best for their work. But yeah, we've got the Steel, we got the Cub, we got the Toro, the CC30 sitting in here. I love my CC30. I have to get you guys out into the garage and we can tinker with it and stuff. I can show you what I've done and go from there. Other than that, battery operated push mowers, battery operated hedge trimmers, sidewalk edgers and stuff. I'm always, when someone says that I need a sidewalk edger, I'm always going to suggest the KM system before I let them go to a utilitarian machine. For some of you that don't know what that means, a utilitarian means one use. Or a utilitarian machine means it just means one use. So a one-use machine, so if you got a sidewalk edger, and then you've got a string trimmer, and then you've got, that starts to take up a lot of room. The KM system, I'm always going to suggest that first, because that can be your sidewalk edger, that can be your string trimmer, that can be your blower, that could be your bed redefiner and stuff. There's a lot of universalness with the KM system. So the KM power units, now here's the thing. The KM system, don't worry, you can say hi.
Hola.
The KM system, the initial purchase is the biggest because you're buying the power head and then you're buying the accessory to go with it. After that, sky's the limit on what accessories you want. Pole saw, hedge trimmer, articulated hedge trimmer, the scythe. I love the scythe. I think that's cool. I want someone to buy one and show me a video how it's working for them. I really do. I think it'd be neat to see. Have you guys noticed? I haven't coughed. Throat's getting a lot better. I'm still a little froggy. The throat, I kind of like the sound, but I know it's not going to stick. So the KM unit, though, but there's a lot of universality with the KM system. So I'm always going to suggest, before someone says, oh, I need a string trimmer, oh, I need a sidewalk edger, oh, I just need a pole saw or pole hedge trimmer or pole saw, I'm always going to suggest the KM system first, because it's a universal system where everything else is pretty much a utilitarian one-use machine. That's just me. I'm not trying to upsell you. I'm trying to show, okay, so you're looking at this. Let's think about this real quick, and then we'll go take a look at what you need or what you're talking about. I've had a lot of people come back after they buy it and say, yeah, I want to buy the KM system. I'm like, you already bought it. Like, yeah, I'm going to give it to my kids. I want the KM system. Oh, yeah, it's just funny. Yeah, I gotta make some videos with the CC30 of what I've done with it, what I've done on it and stuff. I've said before again, I've tweaked the reverse. It backs up with authority now. We'll talk about Cub Cadets real quick. Mowing in reverse, or reversing in a Cub Cadet. Every Cub Cadet, you have that little module that you put the key in, and you go one click, two clicks, all the way to start, and then you let go of it. If you gotta back up, you've got to put it into mowing in reverse feature. So when you go all the way to the green, you start your machine, back it to yellow, and I'm talking middle of the yellow, and then hit the triangle. Okay? So once the dot over the triangle is lit up, then you are able to back it up without it trying to shut itself off. Just a friendly FYI, just because we've had a lot of people saying, like, every time I reverse, it wants to shut off. It wants to shut off. Yeah, it's because that's a safety feature that Cub Cadet has. It's kind of a dingus safety feature, but it is. Other than that, I'm excited for this new journey with this new Jeep. My garage is going over it with a fine tooth comb, making sure it was a good purchase. I feel like it is. I mean, there's not much. I think like the only codes that I saw come up were an O2 to ground sensor or ground wire, and a speed sensor in the driver's side rear wheel. I left the codes on the Jeep because I have a code scanner and stuff, programmer and things like that. So, but yeah, I'm excited to build Darth Jeeper. Should be fun. Other than that, guys, I hope your weekend's great. I'm off Sunday, so you won't see me here. We'll start right back on it Monday. Hopefully no rain. I should be out in one of the tents, taking a look at some things. Other than that, I love you guys. 567. Y'all on Facebook, humble this guy, but y'all are crazy. You let me in there. 567. I'm up to, I think, almost 20 on YouTube. That's exciting too. Not 20 yet on YouTube, but getting there. I love you guys. Don't overwork yourself in the heat, in the sun. I'm going to harp on this all summer. Be careful. Be cognizant of how much time you spend in the sun. Do your skincare. Either do the long sleeves, take lots of breaks, or take plenty of water and stuff. Don't spend too much time in the sun because that sun can really screw up your skin quick. You can. But I love you. I'm gonna let you go because I'm at like 7:40, and I gotta get this loaded up and on the old web. Remember, let's keep this one thing in the front of our heads. Let's treat each other the way we want to be treated. Okay, makes life easy. Besides, if you walk into a place with an attitude, you probably walk out with two. Yours and the one that gave it back to you. Talk to you later.